Recording, yes. Okay, I started recording now. So in this example, I am trying to show you control statements, how if and for loop works. So the example what I have taken is student class. So here the class, how we define in Java, we can put keyword class here, and then what is the class name you want to create. Here I wanted to create student class. That is the reason I just put name as student here. And inside the class, how we open the class, we can use this syntax, this is open parentheses. You can say parentheses, open parentheses. This is the, for any class, if I want to create, let's say, a college class. Okay, I can just put class here like this keyword, and all the class names we have to start with capital letter. That is important in Java. Class names, class start with the capital letter. Now college is the class name. How can I start the class using open parentheses? So this is the syntax, open parentheses. And how can I close the class using close parentheses? Actually, this Eclipse, the moment when we click on enter, it automatically closes. The Eclipse actually gives flexibility to close it automatically. The closing class is this symbol. And inside, you can define properties like this. So, okay, so what are the properties applicable to the class? So usually college also class, college name, and college address, all this. The same way, how I created, right? I created one student class with open parentheses, and inside all the student properties like student number, which is data type of name integer, and student name data type of string, and grade data type of float or double. Because this is basically, right, it is a decimal number. As I told, decimal numbers in primitive are defined with two data types, float and double. So I took float here, and inside the main method. So this is the main method for any standalone program. I showed you, right? Print 20 tables. The same way, I have taken main program. This main method we write while practicing, Java, while learning the Java. So usually the main method we don't write in real time. So these are all other syntax would be there, but except main method. We write different methods, depends on the requirement, business requirements. So now inside, right? Inside, I have created 4 student objects. So here, what is the object? Student one is the object here. How we created object? So that how we created object? Class name, let me write class name, space, object name, okay, equal. This is syntax for creating object. Okay, equal new keyword. New is a common keyword, and constructor. Here we can. I didn't cover the constructor. There is a constructor concept, so we can use the constructor of the class. So the constructor is this one, student. Okay, this is syntax for creating any object or class constructor. You can say constructor this one, new constructor. Okay, so this is for
So
creating.
inside, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Inside the class, you define the class students, and then the property in the string and front you created, right? So
Yes.
after that, you do the public static void main string, and what's that? The method?
This is like standalone for writing standalone program for writing standalone program. So
Okay.
we need this. We need this actually. We need this method. So to run this program as standalone, I'll show you. So earlier example I have run, right, to run this program as standalone. If you want to run as a standalone, run a Java program, this main method is required, and this is a starting point for this program, for this entire file. Okay, for this entire file, starting point is the main method. So this is for standalone programs we do. We write, so, but real time we don't use this main method. So this for standalone.
So the public static void, it means like also what's that? Like
The main is the starting point of
okay,
the
the main
program.
starting point. Okay, how about
Starting.
what's the public static void?
This we didn't learn it. I'm going to teach you. Okay, next class. You don't need to like focus much. Static is variable, public is X modifier, void is return
Oh,
type.
this is a variable. That's what I want to know. Static
Yeah,
is variable.
it is variable actually, method. So I'm going to see the syllabus. Let me open the syllabus.
Okay.
Let me open this. So after the, I'm still late here, right? Okay, I'm still here. And constructor, do you see static here? Static I'm going to teach next. After that, there is access modifiers. Private, default, protected, public, all this. Okay. It will come next topics. I'm teaching you in order so that you'll understand the program. Okay.
Okay. I just like, I don't know what's
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
out of in the middle something that I don't know.
Yeah. I know. That's the reason
Yeah.
I just wanted you to just ignore this. Okay. Just
Okay,
Okay.
so which means the init string and the float is just like as a given, or
yeah, float is like int is string, int is number, and string is the group of characters, and float is some decimal value. We are grade.
okay, so that's our givens just like as a given, right?
That's
Yes,
a property. Yeah,
properties of this class, properties of the student. So
Okay.
like see here we define, right, student one property,
Yeah, that's
student
right.
number 0,
So,
0. Yeah, student. Let me complete this program, explain.
Okay,
Then
okay,
you can
go ahead.
ask question. Yeah.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
now for creating object, right? This is syntax for creating object. Okay, syntax for creating any object. Okay, so now syntax for creating object is class name. This is example. Class name is student, right? Here student. And then object name, I put the student one is the object name. So here student one is the object, and new is the keyword. This is for creating any object, new keyword. So this we have to follow it, like whatever the Java instructors. Okay, so the new keyword, and then constructor. Constructor is like usually we define with this. I'm going to talk about constructor, so we have to put constructor here. So this will construct the object of student one. So this is for create syntax for creating object. You got it right? So what is the syntax here? Class name, object name, new keyword, and the constructor. So now in this, like for 13 statement, I have given student one. Sorry, I created student one object. And then once we have an object created, so with this object name, we can allocate property values. What are the properties? This class has 3 properties, right? Student number, student name, grade. So each object can have different property values. Okay, it's each object. Now I have created 4 students. Each student, like student 1 I created, student 2, student 3, student 4 objects. Each student can have different property values. Student 1 name is like, student 1 name is Sam. So student 1 number 001 I allocated. And student 1 grade 8.9, some floating value given. So this one, like student 1 properties, I have defined like this, student 1 object properties. The same way, I have created student 2 object also. The same syntax, class name, object name, but this object is different name, different object than this, right? Student 1 object is different and student is different, but the way of creating syntax is same. Name is different. Student object, like object name is different.
the same blueprint, right?
Same blueprint, but different object. Correct. Same blueprint.
Yeah.
Blueprint is same. This is the same blueprint. Yeah, same properties, but object is different. Yeah, so object name is different, type is different, and so student to object I can allocate different property values, but properties are same, values should be different. So here 002, student name is the Paul I have given, grade is 9.9, floating I have given. Like this is the student 2 object. Same way student 3 object, different values I have given. Student number is 003, name John, and grade is 7.9. Student 4 is like the same way 004, and Ram is like student name, and 6.9 is the grade.
Great.
So yeah. Now this now after this like statement in Java, like there are 4 objects created. What are the objects? Io, can you tell me what are the objects we created until here? Object names.
All those 4 objects,
What are the 4 objects we created here?
student 1, 2, 3, 4, or
Yes, student 1, student 2. Yes, all the 4 objects.
yeah.
So student 3 and student 4. So till this place, like, till this line, there are 4 objects created. Right? So 4 objects created using same class, using same student class. Okay, now, yeah, using same student class. And now what I'm going to do, this is like, example syntax of creating an array, dynamic array, I can say. And you don't need to focus on this. This is again coming topics, you learn more on this. So this, as of now, I think syntax of creating dynamic array. So this, I created one dynamic array and added all the objects, student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4 objects into this array. I added like using add method. I just added like after this statement, there is one array created. There is one array created with 4 objects, with 4 student objects. Okay. Now I can find, like, find students whose greater than whose grade greater than 8. So whose grade greater than 8 I can find. Now this one, right? For loop is very important to understand how the for loop will works. And so first let me give you one more example. I think print tables, right? That is a complex one. So how for loop works, okay, right? So let's take an example like print 10 numbers. Just print 10 numbers. How can I print? Simple way. Int I equaled 0, I less than or equal 10. I equaled I plus 1. You know what is console.log in JavaScript?
Console?
Yes.
Console.log.
Yeah.
What it does, can you tell me?
To give us to check and give out the result.
In console, in output console, it will print the values. Okay, what are the values for debugging, right? The
Yes.
same way, same as control.log, in Java side, backend side, we have system.out.println. Out.println. This is the same as console.log.
Console.log, okay.
It will print the, like, whatever the program output inside the console. Okay, here it will print. So now let's say, like, I just print I value here. Okay, let's run this. Okay, I don't want to run student. Let's run sample, like, 10 numbers program. So let's run this. What happens? To just print in console 10 numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How it printed? Let's look at the for loop. Okay, how it is printed. Now from this for loop it printed. So
because
what
you ask like equal or
10 equal 10 and I equal I plus 1. So how it works for loop, right? This is important to understand. I think you already know array, so but this is a little different in Java. So first what it does, so in for loop, it will check initializer, this first block, right? There are 3 blocks basically. So 3 blocks separated with semicolon. Okay, this is first block. Okay, the second block, third block. Okay, So first block is initialization.
Okay.
Initializer, you can say, okay, semicolon. And second one is condition. Third one is increment or decrement. So, okay, how for loop will work? First, it will come here, okay, and then check initializer. So, what is there any initializer? Is there? Yes, there is initializer available. First block, and it will initialize one value, 1 to I. Okay, so first it will check the initializer, and then next it will come the second block. Okay, second block it will check the condition whether I is greater than or equal to 10. Sorry, less than or equal to
Yes.
10. Yes, it is true, right? I equal to 1. 1 is less than or equal to 10. It is true, right? Now it will check condition is true or not. If condition is true, then it will execute the inside the statement. If condition is true, it will execute. Okay, now what it does, the very first iteration, it will print 1, value 1. Okay, so then after that, once we it print 1, then what it does, it will go and increment or decrement the value based on this condition. Now we are increasing the value here, I equal to I plus 1. That means here I become 2, right? Initial value is 1. Now it come and check, like, the condition whether 1 is less than or equal to 10. If it is true, then it will execute the statement and then go to, like, an increment a third block, and it will run this expression. So what this expression do? So it
Adding
actually
one.
make I, yeah, add one to I to make I as 2. Now after this, it will not go 1. So first block only once it executes, because it initializes only once. It will execute only once, very first time. Okay, so that is the
Mhm.
reason it will not go here, it will again come here. Okay, it will check the condition. So now what is the I value? 2. 2 less than equal to 10, true or not? Yes, right, it is true.
Yes,
It
and
will
then
come
be
and
three.
execute here. Yeah, come and execute. Then it will increment. Okay, and it will keep on loop until this until this condition become false. Let's assume that. So now I become 10, I printed 10 value. Okay, now after that, after 10 I will be 11, right? Then
11
it will check 11 less than or equal to 10.
is
Then it
false.
become false. It will exit the loop. It will come out from the for loop. That is the reason I got here how many? 10 I got. Okay, suppose if I put 20 here, right, it will print 20 values, right? So it will iterate 20 times. Now you see that.
And then,
Now
yeah.
20. So that's all, like, initializer only once, very first time. Only once, first time.
Mm.
First time
So
it will.
how do we check, and then the grade? It's like if it's which one is like which student basically got the
Yeah,
highest.
yeah, that I am going there. Okay, you got this
Okay.
logic. You both got this logic, or any questions here? This is important to understand.
So from starting point, right, initialization, I
Correct.
equal to, and then until the middle one is like what we defined,
Hmm.
how much, how long we want it to be. It can be
Hmm.
until 10 or equal to 10 or 20. And
Correct.
then the last one is like keep adding or decreasing. If it's minus, it will be decreasing. And I think this
Yes.
decrementing. And if
Yes.
it's plus, it's incrementing, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So
That's
that's what
correct.
we want. Okay.
You got it. Did you get this one, or any questions out of this?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's
Okay.
how for loop will work. Okay, now I'm going to apply the same logic for student array. Okay, we have student array right now. List has, like, 4 student objects. Now I'm going to check whether any student grade is greater than 8. So the same way I'm going to, like, run the for loop. So now here the initializer I equal to 0. Okay, so now let's before that, let me check the student like list size. Okay, I'll just print. So easy way to just display, like, sys out we have to put, and then that is easy way. So now size of student array. Now let's check the size of student array. Okay, what it will give size if I print size. So list dot size. There is one method. Can you tell me what would be the size it will print if I print size here? This list size. Guess what it will print?
Let me can I understand? I didn't understand the
Yeah, you
question.
didn't understand the question, right? So list is the array now. Okay, list is the array. So and we added like objects into this array. So now I'm checking the size of this array. What it will print? How many? What is?
Four times?
Yeah, four. It should print four now.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking quiet.
Okay, that's.
I'm
Oh,
saying
you're
four,
talking.
four, four.
No,
Like, what
you're
happened?
you're in mute.
Okay.
You're in mute. Actually,
Yeah,
we didn't hear.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is four it will print. Now, right? We got size of student array four. Okay, because we added four objects here. Okay, so four student objects. Now I am going to check all the four out of the four. What are the objects have grade greater than 8? Okay, so now the same for loop I am going to apply. Int I equal to 0, I less than list dot size. What is the list dot size here? 4, right? It will
Four,
display 4.
four, yeah.
And then I equal to I plus 1. So now this loop inside it will execute 4 times. Okay, it will execute four
Yeah.
times. So now first initializer is I equal to 0, and it will check whether 0 is less than 4 or not. Yes,
Four.
right, it is 4. Now it will come and execute this inside the block whatever is there. Okay, now so it will give us get method. What it will go, it will give us the student object, okay, which is there inside this index I index. It will give me first student first, very first time iteration. First student is what? Here it is Sam. Sam it will give 001. What is the grade here? 8.9.
1.9.
Okay, so now what I'm doing with if condition. If is basically, right, if is it is for any control statement, just for checking whether any condition is true or not. Here what is the condition? I want to check out of these four students, so grade is greater than 8 or not. That is the reason I just student dot grade, I'm checking 8 or not. If it is 8, I want to print that student name here. Let me print, okay, student name.
Okay.
So now std dot student name, right? Student name I can print here. So now, so let's run this. Okay, I will tell you again. So let's run this program. So it has to display now as per this, the student logic. It has to display only two student names. What are the student names it has to display?
Sam
9 and 8.
Sam and Paul.
Sam and Paul has to display. Correct. That's correct. Because these two students only have greater than 8.
8.
Yes, student and Paul it has to display. Let's see. Yes, we got. No, sorry.
Yeah, you got Sam and Paul.
Okay, Sam and Paul, correct. Let me see. Yeah, Sam and Paul, correct. Yeah. So we got Sam and Paul. So now you got it, right? This logic, like how it works. This if condition is checking any condition true or not. Let's check
So you the condition you put if student grade greater than 8.
Yeah.
Come out print len.
Yeah.
Student grade greater than 8. What's minus that thing you put?
Yeah, this one is just for anything I can put. There's no syntax. Just for separation,
Okay.
Just for separation.
And
no,
just okay.
Yes,
And
I want to just just give some any divider,
Okay.
something divider something
okay. Okay, perfect.
that's
So you
better.
just basically say that if it's a student grade greater than 8, please print out the name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So now let's say there is one requirement. I want to print all students, but I want to know which students greater than 8, which student less than grade 8. Okay. Now I have to put else here, like if student grade 8, then I print that student with this message. Otherwise, I print with different message. Okay. I can say student grade is less than 8. Okay, is or is not greater 8. Okay, is not greater 8. So now in the else block, right, with this message, there are two students, John and Ram.
John and Ram will come.
Yeah, will come. Yeah. So now you see Ram and John.
It printed all of them.
Yeah, it printed all of them. I'll show you like how it is printed. Okay. So this inside, right, the statement will execute for all 4. Okay, so these all like until its size become like it become 4, it will run for all 4. We are running and check like if any student grade is greater than 8 or not, then we'll print that. Otherwise we print that other student name. Okay, who's, so this will basically run, okay, for all 4 objects.
Okay, now if you had like all the students now, the grade is like they are not greater than 8, what will happen?
If it will not print any data, like so it will print all 4 in else block, right?
An else block, okay.
Yeah, else block it will print. So let's put that example, like whatever you said, 7.9 and let's say 7.8. So 6.5.9. Okay, now it will put all the 4 students in else block only, right? Because if the first if condition will not match, right? If you put all else, no, is not greater than, else only it will display.
I see. It's very, very straightforward.
Yeah, very straightforward. And I want you to understand this if else in the class and the for loop. Only this. Rest all, if you understand, it's fine. If you don't understand, it's okay. this if right?
No, already I understand that, but the question is the second line. Student go to the second line from
second.
No, yeah, from the 4. No.
What is the line number? Can you tell me line number?
54.
54. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you explain me that?
Yeah. This is I know, like this kind of advanced concept in core Java. This is array list, like so here, right? Let me. There is, yeah. I created this one list, right? So this is syntax for creating dynamic array. I put, right. This is like in JavaScript how we have array, right? Array of group of elements. This is the syntax of creating a dynamic array. I can add like in this array, dynamic array, all the objects, student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4. All this I can add dynamically. It will allow even like 1,000, 100K also it will allow. There is no restriction in this. We don't need to define size. So it is added like in this dynamically, 4 objects added. Okay. So now what I'm telling right here, so in this statement, so it actually when it add, right, what it does, it will allocate some indexes. Okay. First object is added is a 0 index. Index is 0. Index is 0. This collections concept, which I'm going to explain at last. If you look at my syllabus, right? Okay, this 10 minutes time left. Okay, I'll complete by that time. If you look at my syllabus, what I'm printing, you see this, right? Collections.
Yeah.
This is at almost last topic. This array list is one of the topics. So this is very advanced. Okay, so but it's good that let me explain. Okay, you need to understand this also. Okay, so now while adding, right, into this array, dynamic array, it will allocate indexes. So now student 1 is allocated index 0. Okay, now student 2 allocated index 1.
Okay.
So like that. Okay, student 4 now index is 2. And student 3 is 3 it is. Okay, it starts with the 0 usually, like index. Okay, now So this index is allocated while adding. Now what I'm saying here, okay, I equal 0, right? Very first time I equal 0 and I less than 4, right? 0 is less than 4, am I right? That is true. Now it will come and execute this inside the code, whatever the if condition. Sorry, whatever the inside the for. So here what it does, I'm saying list dot get. I'm saying get the first index, that means zero index object. What is the zero index object? It will give student one
So
here.
it's one.
It will give student one. So first iteration we are checking student one grade value, whether student one grade is greater than 8 or not. So here student one, right? Here in this case, what is the student one? Sam. So it will actually check the Sam value here, very first place. On the next iteration, what it does? So next iteration, what it will do? I become I plus one. That means I become one now, right? Initially 0, I become one. Now it will check 1 less than 4 or not. Okay, it is 4, right? And now here it will come get off. It will check like get off 1. What is the object student 2 it will get? What is the student 2 object? It is 0, pal here. It will check the pal value here. Okay, like that pal value, and then John Ram like that. It will come like up to what? Index 3. Up to index 3 it will check. So now after index 3 it will become 4, right? I become 4. Now 4 less than 4, is that true or not? 4 less than 4,
False.
false. It will come out. It will come out. Yes. That's how this will work. If you're able to understand this, right, you are good with for loop, you are good with if condition, you are good with if else. Okay, so control statements you pretty much understand. You understand control statements, good. And then so after this, right, I'll talk about while loop. There is a while also, like for we have a while and do while. So that also I will talk. Okay. So are you good with this? Do you understand this program?
Uh,
Yeah,
so get is
a method.
it's a key, yeah, a keyword, right?
Method.
For
Yes.
yeah, a method, yeah.
Method
Method that
to
like
get the object, to
Okay.
get the
like
object from this.
we do like array lengths. Remember?
Yes.
Okay.
In
Okay. List of
JavaScript.
from, for example, list of
List dot get is array lengths. We put array lengths instead of like list of size and JavaScript.
Okay, I think this is very good
Method.
session. So for you, like at least you feel like Java code, how it would be, right? How we create store objects and all in Java. This is how, like, we add objects and create class in Java. So if you look at any complex, like, let me open some of the sample, like, complex program. So you see same kind of, like, syntax only. For loop here, let's say I equal 7, continue, and there is array list is created, and if condition is there, else, and there is an array we created here. So there is an array also in Java, like a dynamic array. There's array also. See, this is array, like, we basically define the size here. We put size 5. That means it will allow only 5. It will not allow more than 5 here in the array. Array's drawback is it is not dynamic. When I try to add sixth element, it will give me warning, like, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put one more. It will not run this program because it will allocate only 5, right? Why it is not giving me I think dynamic, when you run the program, it will give the problem.
So what's the difference between the dynamic and the regular?
See, this is some error it thrown, array index of bounds, right? It will not allow. So I'll tell you difference between array and so this array is like, not dynamic, static. So we have to define the size 5 here. It will allocate only 5 elements. Array list is dynamic. So I just now created, right? The example which I showed is the array list.
Yeah, that's the dynamic.
That is dynamic. It will allow n number of student objects. There is no restriction. I can put even 100k student objects here. There is no problem. You don't need to define size. It automatically grow the size. It will increase the size. Okay,
That's a dynamic one.
Yes, that's a dynamic one.
What about the static?
Static, right? So the earlier I showed. let's take static if you want to create. So static, how we create. So this is student. Here you have to put size. Otherwise, it will not take. If I put 5,
Mhm.
it will accept only 5.
Oh, you define like the lengths of.
This I think in C, C++, if you study the same way, right? We define arrays.
Okay.
So the student array I have defined like with size 5. It will allow only 5. It will not allow more than 5. This is drawback, right? Always like the static.
Okay.
So this is dynamic. It will allow multiple. So this dynamic array.
Dynamic, you don't define the lengths of the array,
I don't define the size of the array.
the size of the array. The other one, yeah.
Yeah, this one I put the size right here. The 5 is size or 10. How many? Like if I want to put 100 objects, I can define 100. I have to define before while declaring the array. I have to define the size. Otherwise, it will not
Okay.
take. If I put blank, it will not allow. See what it says. Variable must provide either dimension expression or array initializer. So it will not allow. So it has to. It will
You
expect the
have to
size
be
of
like,
the array.
okay.
So I can't put more than 100 here in this case. I cannot put. Okay, that is the drawback. So you understand this program, right? I'll share the document and program. Just practice. Okay, start writing the Java programs and practice. You feel like it will be hands on with Java coding in this way. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Let me check how much time left we have. So this, yeah, I think 2 minutes only left. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll stop today. We'll go in slow phase, no problem. There's no hurry. Okay, I'll explain you in detail, because
Yeah.
yeah. The good thing is you guys know already JavaScript. That is the reason you can able to um, relate. You can able to relate with correlate with the JavaScript. All these things. Otherwise, it's tough, right, for you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a reminder, but also
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
practice can confuse,
Yes.
We
Yes.
have to make sure that it's
Yeah.
core Java is different from the JavaScript.
Correct. Correct.
Otherwise, we can mix both together.
Yes. 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 Yeah. Yeah, I think we are good today. I'll continue other further topics next week. Do practice like install this Eclipse and Eclipse, right? We have Eclipse and install.
Eclipse,
Start
yeah.
practicing, create class, all this create package. If you want, I will. I mean, you guys install Eclipse and Java for next class. I will teach you how to run the program from beginning. Okay, so that
Okay,
start
perfect.
writing the programs in Java.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
That would be,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, the Eclipse asks me I have to choose the JavaScript one or
No, the
No.
window.
Java project one, Java Enterprise EER one. I will tell you. I'll message you in WhatsApp. It is ending. The meeting is ending in 30 seconds. Okay. I will message you in WhatsApp here. Okay.
yeah, because after
Okay.
I install it says Eclipse IDE for Java developers and they have
Just can you put screenshot? I will guide you. Okay. In your WhatsApp.
okay.
Yeah, sure. It is ending meeting. Okay, at any time it will end. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I catch you up next week, and I'll talk to you, Salem, and both of you tomorrow also. Okay. On
Yes,
Monday.
I'm waiting. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Good night.
Good
Okay,
night.
Yeah. Bye.